Great rising, great rising. Great rising, great rising. Thank you for being on my channel, and all those who subscribe and already, thank you. And if you're new, I am Empress K. My name is Kitana. I have a business. I have a natural hair business, and I do locks, braids, etc., crochet, everything that's natural. But today we're going to be reading a book. It's called Sacred Woman, and I decided to read this book last year on my Facebook Lives, and I said, well, it would be nice to do it on YouTube as well. And so for those interested, please subscribe and ring the bell as well, so that any type of videos I have, you will receive them. We'll be doing exercise, cooking, traveling. So when this quarantine is over, you will be seeing more of that. All right, but let's get back to this Sacred Woman, and this is by Queen Afua. This book is copyrighted in 2020, and so it's been 20 years, this book. And it's very, very interesting. It's a lot of knowledge of your ancestors and how you eat, and your spiritual and your womb and so forth. All right, so I'm just gonna read the back of the book, just a little bit about Queen Afua. So Queen Afua is a nationally renowned herbalist, natural health and expert, and dedicated healer of women's bodies and women's souls, who practices a uniquely Afrocentric spiritually. Her classics bestseller, Heal Thyself, forever changed the way African Americans practice holistic health. Now, with the Sacred Woman, she takes us on a transforming journey of physical and ancestral healing that will restore the magnificence of our spirits through sacred initiation. Queen Afua begins by helping us to discover our unique womb and nest, and to honor the womb as the center of our consciousness and creativity, giving us a 21-day program for womb purification and spirit rejuvenation. Then Queen Afua summons us to enter the 9 gates of initiation, where she blesses us with the exact tools we need to bring our beings into true harmony with the earth and cosmos. Through extraordinary meditations, affirmations, and rituals rooted in ancient Egyptian temple teachings, Queen Afua teaches us how to love and rejoice in our bodies by spiritualizing the words we speak, the foods we eat, the spaces we live and work in, the beauty we create in our lives, the healing energy we transmit to self, others, and others, the relationship we nurture, the services we offer, and the transcendent women spirit we manifest. With love, wisdom, and passion, Queen Afua guides us to accept our mission and our mantle as sacred woman, to heal ourselves, the generations of women in our families, our communities, and our world. All right, so that's just a brief description of Queen Afua. She's the author of this book, Sacred Woman. And if you're, probably you have came across this book as well, but I would like to share that with you. So the first thing is Sacred Woman. And she said, a guide to healing the feminine body, mind, and spirit. All right. And very interesting, she do have a before you get into the book, there is a poem or a saying that she has. I am a distinctive, beautiful flower and a healing herb with a heart, a mind, breast, buttocks, and a womb. I come with sacred earth medicine to heal thyself. And that's so powerful. Very powerful words here. Okay. All right. So this book has, let me see how much chapters. It's chapter, let's see, 14 is the last chapter that I'm seeing. So that's how much chapters in there. The first chapter is going to go into Kemetic Nubian philosophy. So she's going to go into just letting us know, how we used to do things back in the ancient days, and then so that we have an idea what she's going to go into in the book. There is the Preface Chapter One. So I'll read the preface so we could read everything. All right. So preface: preparing to enter the gates, sacred woman training. Ring, ring. 221 Hill. This is Queen Afua. May I help you? The sister on the other end of the phone began to weep. I am so frightened. My doctor told me that my ovaries are dead. I'm only 29 years old and I feel like I'm going through menopause. Who am I to do? She pleaded. Ring, ring. 221 Hill. This is Queen Afua. May I help you? A sad, quiet voice said, the gynecologist I just saw tells me that I have a hysterectomy. I'm only 30 years old with one daughter. I was hoping to get married again. And I have more children. In 1982, I was diagnosed with the pelvic inflammatory diseases and regenerating fibroid tumors. The tumors didn't cause me any major problems for 6 or 7 years, but now they've grown. What can I do? Do you think you might be able to help me in a natural way? I don't want to lose my womb. There was a deep sigh from the scholar. Hello, Queen. I guess I'm finally ready to try the natural way. Nothing else has worked. I'm getting heavy bleeding with only about 10 days between my periods. In between, I'm a constant PMS and screaming lunatic with my family coworkers. I just can't go on this way. As the founder and the director of the Heal Thyself Center, the holistic health consultant, colon therapist, polarity practitioner, and lay midwife, I have experienced a natural living lifestyle for more than 25 years, and I have guided thousands along the path of purification for more than 20 years. But nothing in my experience as a minister of purification and a Nubian Kemetic priestess of the temple, Nebet, initiated through the shrine of Ptah, could have prepared me for the epidemic of womb disasters that began to appear at the Heal Thyself Center. The issue of African American women's health has always been one of my primary concerns. I know how chilling the statistics are. There are more than 550,000 hysterectomies performed each year in the United States. Yet, as Dr. Michael E. Toaf, creator of the Alternative to Hysterectomy website, comment in the vast majority of these cases, the indication for surgery are benign, non-life-threatening conditions. Only 10% of hysterectomies are performed by cancer. Due to the widespread practice, the National Black Women's Health Project Public Education and Policy Program has highlighted the following issues among its top priorities for African American women's health: reproductive health and rights issues such as high rates of breast, cervical cancer, and STDs, and excessive hysterectomies. The efforts are critical when we consider the fact that by the age of 60, more than 1/3 of the women in the United States have had a hysterectomy. An article and indication for hysterectomy found that the African American women and women with male gynecologists are more likely to undergo hysterectomies. Research has also shown that African American women are more likely than white women to have hysterectomies, are hospitalized longer, and are at a higher risk for complications and death. Based on the 1986 to 1991 hospital data from the state of Maryland, researchers found that African American women are 25% more likely to have a hysterectomy than are white women the same age. The study also indicates that African American women undergoing the same procedures are more likely to experience complication, remain hospitalized longer, and have a higher risk of death than white women. Judgment Day is every day, as our ancestors have told us. Many of the health books on the market today convey a sense that we need only to treat health as an accessory, one that we can buy at a department store just as we buy a pair of earrings. Well, it's simply not true. We get confused by our consumerist way of thinking, which says that if only we have this car or the brand name clothing or this stereo system or that house, all things outside of the self, then everything will be fine. And so just a little side note on this topic. So, and that's true. So, and I even grew up with the mentality, when I was a kid, if I had a headache, the first thing you will go to is get a Tylenol, right? Because guess what? Your mom teaches you that. Well, my mom. So she would say, well, get a Tylenol. Now, I'm from the Caribbean, if you don't, if you already picked up my accent. So I would say I'm from the Caribbean because I'm from all over the place. I was originally born in the Commonwealth of Dominica, so that's the British one, not Dominican Republic, because a lot of people mixes us up. So the Commonwealth of Dominica, so it's a natural island of the Caribbean, that's what they say. So when you look it up, you know what I mean. We have a lot of rivers, waterfalls, a lot of, it's, if you want to visit, it's very natural, not too much commercial, so you go hiking and things like that. So if you're a nature person, Dominica is a wonderful place to visit. All right, so I was originally born there, and then shortly my mom she was living in Guadeloupe as well, so shortly after I lived there for a long time, and so I was bilingual at the time. So French was my language in school. However, I spoke English at home. So I was bilingual at the time. And Guadeloupe, the French country, was very interesting country as well. And Guadeloupe, so they are still owned by France. I don't think they're independent, so they have a lot of benefits, just like the States. Even if in the U.S., even more, I felt they have a lot of benefits. So that's another country you could look up as well. And then I was raised lastly on the island of St. Thomas, and that's the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I could say I'm from all over because my parents was all over the place. So, but going back, I just wanted to give you a brief description of where I'm from so you can understand where I'm coming from. So in the islands, we always drink our bush tea and our, like lemongrass, like any type of, when you have bush tea, that's herbs, drinking in the morning time. And so even if I was directed to take Tylenol, I always know that we drink our bush tea, and probably as a young kid, you just drink it because it's breakfast, right? But at the end of the day, your parents knew that the plants and the herbs are good for you, and it also nourishes the body. And so with the Tylenol, a lot of people probably that's the thing that they would go straight to the medicine chest, and that's what Queen Afua is saying, that we got confused by the consumerist way of thinking, which says that if only we have this Tylenol, that Tylenol will help us with our headache. But really and truly, you could go to sleep it off, or like now, when I have a headache, I will sleep it off or just leave it go. Sometimes it could be I maybe didn't eat on time. Sometimes that happens, but I wouldn't go straight to the the over-counter drug. So you wanna definitely get the herbs. You're gonna be learning about herbs on here. So just as that, all right. Now she go on to say, but you can't buy good health no matter how much money you have, what kind of possessions you have, how many degrees you've earned, what job title you hold, or what neighborhood you live in. You have to plan and cultivate good health. You have to commit to good health. You have to live good health because it comes from the inside out. It comes from what you bring in your life. Positive, empowering thoughts. All right? Prayers and affirmations, uplifting company, and high quality life-giving foods. To have excellent health, you must invest time and energy into the transformation of your sacred body temple. And at once you've acquired excellent health, you must maintain it vigilantly. That's the true divine challenge, one that you can and meet. The second, she did say, the state of your womb reflects the state of your life. The womb is the gateway of all human life. When the womb is honored and respected, she becomes a channel of power, creativity, and beauty, and joy reigns on earth. When her voice goes unheard, unanswered, denied, the womb becomes a vessel of diseases. The collective state of women's womb reflects the conditions of the world. When so many women womb suffer from tumors, cysts, frigidity, and heavy menstrual bleeding, when so many women experience sexually aggressive acts and unnecessary hysterectomies, then disharmony covers the earth. The conditions of the women's womb also directly reflects the conditions of women's minds, spirits, and actions. The womb is a storehouse of all emotions. It collects every feeling, good, bad, and good and bad. Today we have collectively reached a state of negative womb prayer. Unnatural living and unhealthy styles perpetuate negative womb power, and this in turn supports the conflicts of humans against the planet, humans against humans, and women against the womb. The conditions of the conditions of a woman's womb also reflects the conditions of all relationships. When a woman's womb is in a healthy state, her life is a reflection of this balance. The love and care that a woman gives to her womb reflects her true level of emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health. Unfortunately, too many women in today's world experience some form of womb degeneration that results in disease. As we women heal and transform our wombs, we will change our destiny and the destiny of our planet. Women, it is time to take back control. We must defend our wombs with our lives, for the womb is the birthplace of our creative abilities. Nunku Liku Tahamba, a blessed nurse midwife, spoke very eloquently about the power of the fully revitalized womb. As a midwife and a keeper of the shrine of Meshed Kemet, as who has helped the birth countless babies of light onto this world or onto this earth, I know the sacred woman speaks to the power of the womb. So often we women do not realize the power we possess. That way, this power can be manifested, and what factors can alter the patterning of the womb for the better or for the worse. A female is born with all the sacred ova she will ever use in her lifetime. Each ovum is a sacred entity unto itself. Hence, it is important not only to use this word of wisdom for our women or woman selves, but also to use this text to assist our daughters as they move into womanhood. All right, so this, so she's just giving you, what this book can be used for. You can use it for yourself, and also for, any woman that you know out there, or if you have a daughter, especially a teenager, definitely this is a good book as well. For example, we must initiate our daughters, right, and our own girl selves into many practices that enhance the strength of the womb. In turn, wombs that are strong and powerful will become a sanctuary for the fertilized ovum. In this way, we break the chains of generational womb problems, example, menstrual cramps, fibers, infertility, and so on. In Sacred Woman, we learn techniques from herbology to hydrotherapy to protect our wombs from inner and outer oppressions. We learn how to perpetuate harmful self-behaviors, and then we turn gratefully to the Queen of Four. Methods of transformation. We learn how to spiritualize ourselves for the upliftment of the sacred womb, for when we learn to affirm ourselves and automatically empower our womb. The Sacred Woman Mission. Many women voices speak through these pages, and I believe yours will too. My prayer is that the message of this book will ignite your transformational journey. When you open yourself up to the Sacred Woman you truly are, you will receive a higher vision of self and the hope, help, and courage you need to go forward. This book will be truly successful if it encourages you to help not only yourself but also another woman, sister, or friend in the need of wellness. This book is your reminder from the universe that we possess and the initiate power to create transformation and change, personally, communally, and globally. Bring forth your Hitaru warrior queen skills, and you will be victorious in remaking yourself into a divine vision. Now it's time, it's your time, the time to reclaim yourself and unleash your power as a sacred woman. And this, the word reclaim your time, reclaim yourself. This reminds me of the senator. I'm not sure of her name, but when she went viral last year, and she was like, "I'm reclaiming my time, I'm reclaiming myself, and I'm unleashing my power as a sacred woman." All right, Sacred Woman is also a path and journey for inner freedom, a roadmap to divinity. It is the road of emancipation led to by the first mothers of the earth, African women, Sacred Woman, consciousness in the ultimate answer to planetary healing. We are embarking upon a journey of liberation and our destination in freedom. The price for freedom may be high, but the price that we pay for being imprisoned and cut off from the very root of our beings is even higher. When you choose life, you must have the courage to sacrifice your old worn out, ineffective self. As you transform from a wounded woman to sacred woman, you will evolve from a frightened, withdrawn state to a courageous one. You will move from confusion to serenity, from mistrust to trust, from spite to compassion and love, from weakness to empowerment, from being an unconscious woman to being a wise woman. You will move from disturbed mind to a divine mind, from restlessness to contentment, from boredom to creativity, from a suppressed woman to an expressive one. You will rise from a deflated woman to an inspired woman, from a depressed woman to a joyful one, from a disease-infested person to a disease-free one, from a dishonest woman to an honest woman, from a follower to a leader and free thinker, from a pessimist to an optimist. Like a lotus in the sun, you will blossom into a radiant, sacred woman. And I really believe this book really will change you, because when I started reading it last year, and I was reading it on my lives, on my Facebook lives, weekly, and a lot of people enjoyed it, and I said I'm going to do the YouTube just so I could share it with the world. And so this is the preface is quite long, so just to let you know, we let you know when we get on chapter 1. We have 2 pages left, so we're on page 4 right now, and I'm gonna just read a prayer or a saying that she has on there. Most divine sacred one, I, your daughter, born Helen Robinson, and that's Queen of Four, ascended to Queen of Four, eliminated to Metnethet, and stand in the lineage of Nebet, who has the lady of the house, and the lady of the heaven brings enlightenment and resurrection to the sacred body temple. As a purification priestess of the Nebet, I am a guardian of the breath, a holder of the Anki. I am a custodian of the seat of the ass, founder of the Heal Thyself Natural Living Center, spiritual midwife to the many, holder of the Asian African medicine bag, daughter of the east wind, daughter of Oshun, holder of sacred feather of the native people of the Turtle Island, as a daughter from the loins of the Emfriend Robinson and the womb of Ida Fawn Robinson, I ask the Almighty One, the owner of the day and the night, to open the way of the healing and wholeness for all your daughters. I pour a libation in the honor of an ancestor to assist you and guide us to our divinity as woman folk. I ask for blessings as we step into our sacred woman circle and begin our transformation and enlightenment that will allow us to pave our way to enlighten and transformation that will bring a healing message for the hearts of all the sacred women to the hearts of the world. So this is just affirmation, libation from Queen of Four in going into this book. All right. Now we're on page 4. Just make sure if you haven't got this book, you can get it on her site, Queen of Four. You can Google her or on Amazon. She also has it on there. I always say before going online, try to get a bookstore. A lot of bookstores are closing now. Everything is online. Try to see if you could get it in the bookstore first, and the last resort it will online. So you could keep the bookstores. And also, I'm a black woman, and I would say also if you could find it in a black business, like support black owners as well. Support small black businesses. I am a business owner, so I can relate. All right. So as you grow and ascend into a sacred woman, you will heal in countless dimensions by the way of prayer, healing, affirmations, visualizations, sacred dance, purification rites, fasting, eating live foods and altar work, storytelling, holistic nutrition, and nature cures filled with mother wit. Through the 9 gateways of illumination, the path of the sacred woman restores us to our Asian African traditions with its legacy of the power of beauty and healing. As you ascend as a sacred woman, you will meet and greet your spiritual guidance, ancestors, and elders who hold the keys to the gateways to heaven and earth. Your state of consciousness will soar as you journey on to uproot and purge out the deteriorated or dilapidated parts of yourself. As you travel through each gateway, you will finally reach your sacred seat of Ast or Isis, the great mother of African spirit of wisdom, power, and healing. In your divine seat of higher mind, body, and spirit, you will be fully charged and ready to be crowned by Nefer Atam, the divine lotus, who will aid and guide you as you reach out to others who are also in need. This is how together we will create planetary healing as a sacred woman in the making, who is constantly unfolding and reinventing herself as she travels through the many gateways to the wholeness. You will weave your Seneb shawl of beauty, health, and purity. Freedom will erupt within you, for after all, sacred woman, your destination is freedom and your quest liberation. Welcome home. So I'm going to finish here on page 4. We're on page 4 right now. And then we'll go into next time page 5, Sacred Woman, training how to use this book. And we only have 2 pages in preface, and then we'll go on to chapter 1. Alright, so thank you everyone for watching this live, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment, and you will not be disappointed. For all those who subscribe, thank you, and stay tuned. Peace, love, and light.